Good morning. Perennials. As the soil makes the sprout come up and a garden causes seeds to grow, so the sovereign Lord will make righteousness and praise spring up before all nations. Isaiah chapter 61, verse 11. Now this speaks about the flourishing of righteousness and praise, likening it to natural growth that's seen in a garden and on the earth, indicating a divine promise of restoration and abundance. This verse also reflects on the conversion and flourishing of the Jewish people at that time, highlighting their joy and their thankfulness as a result of God's grace. Jesus loved to tell stories about farmers and fields. We are familiar with the teachings of the seeds, the weeds, the pruning. Have you ever considered the perennial plant? It courageously withers in the winter and returns to grow and bloom. Some are garden bullies, though. They can rush over other plants without so much of an excuse me. They don't even say excuse me, child. And if you're not careful, your entire garden can be overrun by one aggressive plant. Now, they're speaking my language in a way because I love to garden. I'm new at it, but I love it. So, what I have realized is that when it speaks about the perennials, these are just like summertime, springtime flowers, and then they just kind of die off. But come summer again or spring, they come back. That's just like I've shown y'all before in my garden, my lantanas. They will die to nothing, like January, February, or whatever, March. The gardener will come and he'll cut all that down. He'll cut the roses down. He'll cut the bougainvillea all the way to the ground. And he'll cut those down as well, the lantanas. And I used to be like, what in the world did he just do? And the next thing you know, they were blooming back and they look so beautiful. So now I look forward to the time he cuts it, because every time he cuts it, they come back so pretty. So in our lives, there are many things that are in themselves not wrong, but when they are allowed to take over, they become a huge detriment to our spiritual growth. How much time do we spend on useless activities? Define useless activities. Computer games, Facebook, talk shows, YouTube, television, movies. Maybe it's time to rein in the perennials in our life. Remembering our time on this earth is limited. Well, okay, that's a way to jump right into it. Talking about flowers and how one plant could take over, and I know that to be true as well. I had tomato plants last year, and I think I had 4, and I was like, I'm not doing that again because it just took over the garden. So I got 3 this year. In reality, maybe 1 or 2, but maybe even 1. Because they grow and they just take over there, over here, they're over there. They're just growing everywhere and just kind of dimming the light for the other plants that you have. They're covering all over them. They're not getting the sun they need or whatever. So I see how certain things can take over your life. Is that example with the plant? There can be things that we allow. The excessive amount of time we spend on these social media sites, that can be a lot. Just to keep up with my channel is a lot for me. So I can get that, playing games or just doing anything that's gonna take you away from what you're supposed to be trying to focus on, which is God's word and living a life according to his word. Now, there are times that, in your heart you think nothing's taken over, but if it's done consistently, all the time, maybe it is. And maybe we just need to reevaluate it, pick it out, throw it away. Just like those tomato plants. Coming year, I think I will just have one. Now my jalapeno plants do fine. So using this analogy, as you can tell, I'm excited about that because I understand that. So it picked something that I understood to bring it home. One thing can just take over the whole thing, which is true. And we need to just ring it on in and just try to, once you notice it, pay attention to it, and then easily or whatever, get rid of it. Nobody's saying you have to stop everything. It's just something that if it's taking up too much of your time, you can't work, you can't communicate in your relationships, you can't take care of your children, you can't do a lot of things. Because of it, it might be time to let it go anyway. So anyway, good morning, y'all. It's Monday. Happy Monday. I used to love to do that. I don't think this is the time to say why, but I used to love to do that. But I'll do it. Okay, I'll do the real thing. Superstar. That's my favorite movie. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but Superstar is my favorite movie. You know. Some people are just too silly for words. Anyway, y'all have a good day. Whatever it is you do, make the best of it. We don't always have just like, oh, this peachy keen life or whatever, but you have to make the best of what you have. And that's what I choose to do with myself. I find humor in practically everything, including myself. Don't be so stern that you can't laugh at yourself. I laugh at myself daily. Oh, my kids do too. Anyway, be kind to yourself. Show yourself grace. You're not supposed to be walking around. That's another thing. See, if you're spending too much time holding your head down and thinking about things that are of the past, you're wasting too much time. Get rid of it, because God has already forgiven you for it. One time for the one time. One time for the one time. Hey, one time for the one time. One time for the one time. Hey. Y'all have a perfectly happy day. Or try to, at least, okay? You don't want people out here thinking something's a little wrong. But have a good day. Talk to you soon.